This week, I'd like to talk about Joseph Conrad's absolute masterpiece, The Secret Agent. It was made into a film by Alfred Hitchcock. It was a huge influence on the first novel I wrote, The Architect, but not the first novel I published. I actually, as a freshman, I wrote an essay on it, and I got an A. But this is a mesmerizing hall of mirrors of irony in which every character is not who they seem. It's basically about a guy called Mr. Verloc, who's a secret agent and a triple agent that basically doesn't do anything. And all of the anarchists around him that don't do anything either. You know, they eat vegetable diets off in the mountains or something like that, reading manifestos. The police who are completely incompetent, the government officials who are totally corrupt. And it all centers around this bombing in which Mr. Verloc is supposed to go and commit this bombing, but instead he gives the bomb to his nephew, this kid who's sort of a half-wit, and he goes and blows himself up. And then, of course, his wife, Winnie Verloc, when she finds out about it, she goes crazy and actually kills Mr. Verloc. And it's the only decisive action in the whole novel. And then when she unravels, one of the anarchists comes along and actually robs her and takes advantage of her. It's basically this novel that's constant, where the narrator's constantly undermining all the characters. There's a character called the Professor who is this shriveled up man who always carries a bomb in his pocket, and he wants to exterminate all imperfect life forms. He goes, exterminate, exterminate, but then the narrator always describes him as being an imperfect life form. So it's actually quite funny in that the narrator's always undermining all the characters. And I actually think the Professor was the template for the Daleks from Doctor Who, because they go around going, exterminate, exterminate, and they are imperfect life forms like blobs inside of robots or something, but an absolute masterpiece. And when I conceived of The Architect, which is about a young man who's an architecture student who falls under the influence of these really strange characters, I was inspired by Joseph Conrad's Secret Agent. The characters, the Fat Man, Lindquist, and Singleton are three kind of very mad characters who all have their own motivations, but they believe that they by stealing art and destroying it, that they will reach some kind of higher level of existence. And these characters were patterned off of the characters, the anarchists in Joseph Conrad's Secret Agent. And of course, they're completely delusional, and but the main character falls for it, or he pretends to fall for it, but then eventually does fall for it. It's one of these things where you kind of go, oh, I'll go along with it. I don't really believe it's true, but I'll go along with it anyway just to see what happens. And then when you go along with it, you eventually kind of see, well, maybe they were right, kind of thing. But of course, they weren't right. But anyway, this novel, if you can get your hands on it, great. It's available anywhere. Amazon as a paperback, an ebook, Waterstones, Barnes & Noble. It's all over the place. If you like The Secret Agent, you will love my novel, The Architect. Anyway, what's your favorite Joseph Conrad novel? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you again.